It's June the 15th, 2022, and it's time for a very special episode of AMA Air.
Very special. It's very, very special, guys. We're here at IAC in Muncie, Indiana. I'm with Camp AMA. We're going to tell you all about it.
So stick around. We've got a whole lot of stuff to tell you about today right here on AMA Air. Hello again, everybody. Welcome to AMA Air. My name is Matt Ruddick.
I'm Lee Ray.
Lee, we're in the same place for once.
We are.
Who would have thought this could ever happen? You've come all the way up from the great state of Texas to the great state of Indiana to the International Aeromodeling Center on its 30th anniversary, I might add.
Happy birthday.
So what I know this isn't the first time you've been here, but what do you think of this place?
No, it's great. I did bring the heat with me. I know you guys were complaining, hey, Lee, what's this all about? And so, yes, I do apologize for bringing the Texas heat.
It feels like Texas right now in Indiana. We're pushing triple digits here in the great state of Indiana.
But you know what? As soon as we went live, this little cool breeze just suddenly came across. So they're blessing us. This is awesome.
It ain't the heat that'll get you, it's the humidity.
Yeah,
that's what they say. But you know, one of the cool ththings, like I mentioned, is the 30th anniversary of the International Aeromodeling Center. Opened up 30 years ago this week, I believe it was.
Right here.
You know, we were able to turn this 1,100-acre plot of land into the premier aeromodeling site in the nation. So if you guys want to head over to modelaircraft.org/IAC, there's some information there about the International Aeromodeling Center. We've got a great aerial tour video that you can check out to see the entire expansive grounds here at the IAC.
Yeah, try to find us. We're at Site 1 here at IAC. So when the video starts, we're off to the left.
That's right. And, I mean, there's so many things that happen here every year. We've got the National Aeromodeling Championships, which the outdoor nats start in just a couple of weeks. We'll tell you a little bit more about that later today. But one other thing that we do every year here and have for a number of years is what you see going on behind us right now, and that's Camp AMA.
Ooh.
And Lee, you've been out here with the campers all week long. Tell us a little bit about it.
Oh, busy. I'll tell you, what's nice is that we've doubled our membership from last year. So we have 19 kids who are excited, who are building like crazy, borrowing every possible tool and connector and that I have in my box. And I will say I got a nice compliment from a kid earlier today. He says, I can't believe you have like everything I've asked for. And I did. I brought everything. I bought a brand new trailer. This is my big gift I gave to myself. So I hauled up the trailer, hauled up my sons, got all my planes and my tools. And it is a blast. And if you can see behind us, folks, there are guys already flying. I can see Steven out there. Kyle Jarris is out here, one of our education directors. Looks like Ethan is out there with him. Guys, it's so much fun. And, you know, we have a nice little schedule. We have a whole bunch of things we do. Yesterday, we were at the indoor soccer facility doing little drone flights. Today, guys, this is really cool. Today, we've rented out a theater to go see Top Gun.
I'm jealous.
And it's just us.
I've already seen Top Gun. I'm really excited to hear what the kids have to say about it.
I have seen it. Well, my kids saw it too. So, but it's that movie you got to go see more than once.
You do, and you have to see it on the biggest screen possible.
Oh yeah,
that's how I look at
it. But we've got a lot of stuff planned for the rest of the week, and I just want to tell you, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, go look up. Was it amaflightschool.org /Camp AMA. And if you have a child or if you know someone who's a junior member, 13 to 17, this is definitely a place for them. I'll tell you, there are tons of smiling faces here.
Yeah.
They're having a blast. And it's just, for me as a dad who's seeing his kids have a good time, it's also fun to see these kids just treating this like the fun fly for the youth.
And the great thing is there are tons of scholarship opportunities as well. You could be sponsored by your local AMA district if you want to send your kid to Camp AMA, or if you're a kid out there wanting to come. There are lots of options that you can look into. Get all that information over at amaflightschool.org. We'll have that link down below for you. Well, we've got some special guests we want to talk to today.
Out there, the wings.
Let's go on to our first guest. So we want to give him a little introduction.
Santiago Perez. He's some guy. Just some guy who showed up. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How's it going?
Oh, good. Santiago's one of our adult, I say instructors, but he's also having fun out here too. So we can't really tell ourselves instructors. We're like the older students.
Yeah, I'm almost a camper as well. So
exactly.
Kind of works out pretty good.
Yeah. What were you flying earlier? You were flying a huge gas plane.
Yeah, I was flying a 125-inch extra 300 from Extreme Flight. So, just showing the campers, the higher end of RC. So trying to give them a little bit of aspect on everything.
Yeah. Santiago's, he's one of our 3D experts, and you have a world championship record.
Yep. In 2014, I did the Worlds. They were here actually, so I've flown at this field before, and then the Nats in 2015 as well. So I've gone to fly here at the AMA headquarters quite a bit and compete for it. So
yeah. So I'm going to jump in. When we had our little introduction class on Sunday, we asked every student what they wanted to learn, and like half the class is going to be under your belt because they all wanted to do 3D and hovering and all that.
Oh yeah, there's been a lot of people asking questions on how you do this trick, or just tips on how their flying's going and so on. So it's been really, really good. I feel like a lot of the kids are really benefiting from it.
Yeah. So how many times have you been a volunteer here with Camp AMA?
This is my second year coming. Just as fun, if not more fun than the first year. So it's very exciting being here.
How would you feel if you were 13, between 17, and had a chance to play?
Oh man, I would love it. I would love it. It's such an awesome experience.
I mean, it would have to be 3 weeks for us. I mean, would you think about?
Oh, for sure. There's no way we could pack it all in.
So now that you've been here for a couple of days, and obviously you and I have witnessed everything up close.
Right.
What has impressed you about these kids this week?
Well, especially being that I was here last year, just how much they all progressed in a 12-month period. They all got so much further ahead than they were before,
and taller
than
me now.
Their building's a lot better. We were talking about it earlier. Their building skills are drastically improved. I remember last year, we basically had to walk behind them the whole time, really push them for it. But now, they don't really ask too many questions like they used to before. They're really coming along.
Yeah, there's a couple of times I saw you and Ethan just sitting in the corner. He's like, man, don't y'all need our help?
Yeah, I know. We're just like, oh man, I guess we'll just watch for a little bit.
They're just watching the kids come to me and say, hey, we need a tool.
I just see now they know what they need.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that's I was showing other kids my trailer saying, this could be you someday. So don't forget to pack this, and this next time.
Exactly.
So anything else the rest of this week you're excited to try or do for the kids?
Just more body boxing. So we're going to take them up on the camp's plane. So we have a couple giant scale planes here that the camp owns. So, a lot of people don't really get the chance to fly something that big. So, we get to take them up on body boxing and they get to try. Yeah. All right. You're in line too. So yeah, really looking forward to that.
17 today.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of flying. So that's for sure.
Santiago, thank you so much. And I've worked with you last year as well. So thank you so much for coming back and volunteering your time for these kids.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Yeah. And speaking of students, we got another one here. And Quinn Perkins, come on over, buddy. You guys might recognize this if you follow our AMA snapshots. This is our junior member snapshot. Quinn Perkins, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good.
So you were here last year.
Correct, yeah.
And you just had to come back this year too, right?
Yeah, I was very excited to come back.
I will say it's so cool that all of you guys that I saw last year, all but one came back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm curious, tell us, we'd love to let people know, how did you get started in aviation?
I was messing with, some foam board, gliders and things a few years ago. And I started, I should probably get into, actually doing remote control. And then it divulged into flying F3A and 3D and things.
Ooh. And when you came to Camp AMA last year, were you sponsored or how did you hear about it?
I was not sponsored last year, but I had heard about it, I believe, from my club.
Oh, good.
Wanted to come, and the rest is history.
What can you tell me what club you're with? I'm going to give them a shout out.
With the Flying Aces of Aurora.
All right.
In
Aurora,
Ohio.
I'm just throwing a shout out to the clubs. This is how you share this information, because if the club hadn't shared it, you may have missed it. And I'm so glad you came back, Quinn, because I've been watching you build too. And I was teasing you guys earlier. You may have heard me talking about kids coming to borrow tools and stuff, but I got to tell you, it's worth all the time and effort because I see what you guys are building. And I know you're having a lot of fun.
I'm definitely having a lot of fun.
What did you bring out? Can you tell us what you have or what you built?
I had two of the BJ Craft monologue F3A aircraft and a Phoenix model Slick. And now I'm coming home with more because I bought a Precision Aeronautics Addiction, and I'm going to fly that around.
Oh, I saw, guys, that's so cool because I'm just going to call you out, Quinn, but he was just so excited about putting this thing together. And I know every few minutes you'd come over and say, hey, look how far I've gotten and look at the covering job I've done on this. Because I remember having to go get some tools for you. But guys, it's really nice. And you flew it earlier, didn't you?
Yeah, I flew it 4 or 5 times.
Oh, okay. I must have been busy helping another student. But Quinn, I am so glad you're here. Will you be able to come back next year? Are you going to age out, or you just got?
I hopefully will be.
Oh,
be able
awesome!
To come next few years.
I hope to see you again, Quinn. Thank you so much for stopping by.
No problem.
Our AMA Junior snapshot right there, Quinn Perkins.
One of the things that Santiago said that I think really sticks with me about how cool of an experience this is for kids is that you get your hands on some aircraft that you probably don't have the access to at your home club or at your home field. Stuff like, where did it go? Where was the big pattern plane?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, there was a big pattern
It
plane
was
out here.
flying.
But seeing it was the big gas that Santiago was flying
Oh, yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
Those kids probably don't have access to the airplanes of that size and that caliber. But coming to Camp AMA, we've got a bunch of those types of airplanes that they could fly that they've never had the chance to put their hands on before, and that's just such a cool experience for all the youth in model aviation. And this is just one more opportunity for them to do it.
Yeah, and thank you to our AMA members out there. There are several planes here that we lovingly call the White Whale. There's a huge trailer over there
Yes.
that has full of planes that have been gifted to our organization. And it's great to see, because I had some old planes in my trailer and I said, who wants this? And every hand went up in the air because either they thought about fixing it or they thought about tearing it apart to make something else. And you were talking about like the planes that are out here. There's some planes I don't know if I'd want to get my hands on. There's some questionable building skills, but it's how you learn. And so kudos again to these kids who just come up with the most amazing designs.
Well, there's some sponsors that have helped make Camp AMA possible. Why don't you tell them a little bit about those sponsors?
Yeah, we have Newbie Drones. So we had a lot of fun over at the indoor soccer facility where we did some drone racing. Skydio's out here. They've thankfully donated several drones of the Skydio 2s. And I can just tell you, my youngest, Ryan, has took to it like a bee to honey, because he's been on it all the time. In fact, he may have been up earlier. I know he said he wanted to get some footage, but they are really cool. In fact, another fun ride is we have this little gator cart that we take the kids back and forth to our workshop. And it has a little GPS tracking device.
Yep.
So we were going around and the kids were like following us there. And also thanks to Horizon Hobby, they've donated a lot of parts and planes for us. Yep. And you know what? Some other shout outs to people, because the Kyles are here. Yep. Jarrison Thede, our education department, and man, these guys are working very hard. I know I'm here as a volunteer, but the guys who are putting this together are working extra hard. So thank you to the Kyles. Yep. Thank you to everybody else who's assisted us with the headquarters to put this program together. So a lot of
takes
fun.
a whole team to make something like this happen. And it's a really incredible program. I can't say enough about how important this is to the youth in our hobby. And you guys are seeing an example of it right now. So,
and and I guess I will reach out to those clubs that are maybe on the other coasts and the ends. If you can't send them here, consider creating a camp like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Start a program like this where you can bring kids in for several days in the week to keep them, back, coming back to back days, not like next weekend, and have a fun camp with it. It's a blast. And I know, like myself, there are other guys out there who just love to help the youth get into this hobby. Yep. You can be part of this program.
Absolutely. And hey, reach out to our education department here at the AMA, because I'm sure if you want to try to start up something like this out on the other side of the country or at your home club, I'm sure we can offer some. I didn't ask them about this, so I might get in trouble, but I'm sure they can offer some tips and tricks for you to help get you going, because it's such an important thing. So,
and by the way, I'm having a blast here. I mean, I've lowered my age because it's just, this is where it's so much fun. It is a little paradise, guys. And I'm glad to be back here and do this live show with you guys. Yeah. And Dylan, hello, Dylan, our wonderful producer. It is, even though we're sweltering out here, I'm just having the most wonderful time.
It's honestly, I've been dreading all day standing out in the middle of this heat, but it doesn't feel too bad right now, which lets me segue a little bit. I don't know how, but it's kind of you know what? Anything could be a segue because it's the middle of the month episode, and that's always the time where we get to preview this guy. This is the latest issue of Model Aviation magazine. Let me try to hold it up correctly here.
You got it?
There we go. This is the brand new cover for the July issue of Model Aviation magazine with the OMP Hobby M1 RC helicopter right there on the cover. It kind of matches my shirt. Go figure. I wish I could say I did that on purpose, but I didn't. So the digital edition of this is going to be going live, I believe, later today. So be on the lookout. If you're a digital edition subscriber, you'll be getting that notification here this afternoon. If you are getting it in the mail, it'll be hitting your mailboxes in the next couple of weeks. So be on the lookout for that. But we've got some really cool stuff coming up in this issue, including, like we mentioned, on the cover, the OMP Hobby M1 helicopter. That's an RTF model that we've got a review for. We've also got a really cool feature on the Society of Antique Modelers. They build classic models from the earliest days in modeling all the way through the 1950s. And past members of the Society of Antique Modelers include people such as Carl Goldberg, I think you might have heard of him, Sal Taibbi, and Bud Romack, just to name a few. So that's a really cool article you guys are going to really enjoy hearing about. We got a couple other reviews on there. Lee, why don't you tell them about those?
The Spectrum NX10, if I'm not mistaken, that's from my buddy Fitz Walker.
Oh, is it
Yeah,
really? I didn't even catch that.
I think that's Fitz's article on the NX10. So,
Awesome.
Fitz, there you go. Nice little shout out. And you know what? It may be
Oh, we do have a video on that too.
Oh,
so.
awesome. Well,
Yep.
there it is. I can't see it. And by the way, while that's showing, Dylan, let us know if anybody's commenting in a nice way. No? Okay.
No.
Because if we did get some stuff, I'd love to banter. But anyway, Fitz did the NX10 review, and I know he's enjoying that. And he's also got the Blade 150, because I'm pretty sure the photos in the magazine are mine. When he came by to our Scooby Field and we did some photos of it. So
Awesome.
good job, Fitz.
So be on the lookout again. If you're a digital edition subscriber, you can get that later today. You'll get that notification. If you're waiting on the physical copy to come in the mail, just be on the lookout for the next couple of weeks. That'll be hitting your mailboxes very, very soon. I wanted to let you guys know also about Model Aviation Live with Jay Smith. That's coming up this Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern at modelaviation.com/live. I almost said it wrong. modelaviation.com/live to see Model Aviation Live with Jay Smith this Friday. He's got a very special guest in store. His name is Steve Neal. He is a model maker and Hollywood special effects artist. So that's going to be an awesome conversation between the two of them. So be sure to check that out again. modelaviation.com/live to check that out. And if you want to get a little bit of a sneak preview about that special guest, guess what, Lee? He happens to be in this issue of Model Aviation.
Oh. I am AMA.
Why don't you hold that backside there, Lee? In the I Am the AMA section, Steve Neal is right there, so you can get an extra sneak peek before that interview goes live this Friday.
Very nice.
So there you go.
I'll have to read it. I know that someone, a little secret Santa, dropped off some issues, so I'll get mine.
I happen to know where there might be a small stash.
Well, these kids grabbed all the ones that were left, so I'll have to get my own.
Well, let's talk a little bit about some of the things we've got coming up over the next few weeks. So the biggest thing we have coming up in what is that, like 10 days?
Yeah.
A little bit more than 10 days or less than 10 days. The National Fun Fly happening out here at the International Aeromodeling Center out on Site 3. It is just a really amazing event. This is, I think, the third year we've had this event going on. There's all sorts of things to be found at this event: a swap meet, raffle, buddy boxing, boat. There's a place to sail boats if you want. There's going to be food on site. And of course, there's going to be a membership meeting that will be streamed live on the website at modelaircraft.org/funfly. That's happening Saturday, the 25th.
Yeah. And then during that, they're going to make the announcement that June 25th is National Hazel Sig. Excuse me, I'm going to read this because my eyes are. It's June 25th, National Hazel Sig Admiration Day.
There it is.
She just turned 100. Bless her soul. It's so nice that she's going to be showing up here to meet and greet. What an honor.
Yeah, Hazel Sig, of course, one of the founders of Sig Manufacturing, has done so much for this hobby over the many decades that she's been a part of it. So we're really excited, and we have a very special announcement to let you guys know about. Hazel is actually planning to be here on site for the National Fun Fly and Hazel Sig Admiration Day. I'm so excited to get to meet her again. I've met her a couple of times at this point, but it's always a joy to get to sit and talk to her a little bit and to get to show her how special her contributions have been to this hobby. And if you're coming to the Fun Fly, what we would encourage you to do is bring your SIG airplanes to help make that celebration even more special. We're going to have set aside some time where we're going to just put SIG airplanes in the sky.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's going to be just a ton of fun.
Yeah. And, you know, I've got tons of SIG planes. So a couple of control lines that I cherish that are in my workshop for SIG. So that's awesome. But, you know, also be here, hopefully the RC Sailors.
Yes, absolutely.
They came last year.
Yep.
And so Nate and Abby should hopefully come up. I actually have a little note here that they might have some giveaway items, folks.
Just maybe.
Just maybe.
But
so,
you gotta come to find out.
You gotta be here. Yeah, you have to be here to win. So yeah, come out here and visit the RC Sailors at the. I won't be here, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I'm out of town. I'm in Texas. But I will just do a little bit of celebration now.
There you go.
Right here with Camp AMA.
Well, again, guys, if you want to learn more about the National Fun Fly, go to modelaircraft.org/funfly. You can learn all about it there. And don't forget about the membership meeting. Will be live streamed on that webpage on Saturday, July 25th at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So if you can't make it, but you still want to see that membership meeting, be sure to head over there at that time. So there you go, the National Fun Fly. Something else we've also got coming up. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to save the gnats for last. We're going to save that for last. But first, we want to tell you a little bit about some things coming up on the next episode of AMA Air, because we had some really special things happen over the last couple of weeks. Why don't you start with the big one?
Well, there was a huge service for the Collier Trophy,
Yes.
huge aviation trophy that goes out to those who have achieved greatness in aviation. So, Neil Armstrong and the whole crew of Apollo 11 has been on that one. But Matt Keenan with the Mars Ingenuity helicopter and the whole Mars Ingenuity team were awarded this Collier Trophy, and we had staff from AMA there.
That's right.
To see this. And Rachel sent me some photos. I've been so busy with camp, I had to apologize to her today. I went over there and said, I am so sorry. You're sending me all these wonderful pictures, but I'm not able to get them up there. But we have a lot of photos to share with you. Chad Boudreau was there, Tyler Dobbs, and Rachel. I'm not sure who else was there, but we will get that out there.
Yeah, Crystal Pearson with the government team, I think, was there as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just a really special moment for an amazing group of people.
It's like this big. I think we showed a picture of it on AMA Air. Weighs 500 pounds or something. I don't think they had to take it home, but
I don't think so. I don't think that's one you get to take home. I think they might give you something smaller to kind of keep on your mantle.
Right yeah. I said, you don't drink out of it like the Stanley Cup.
Well, anyway, we're going to tell you a whole lot more about that, and including possibly talking to some of the folks that went to that celebration, that dinner, and that to kind of capture some things from that award ceremony. We're going to talk to them on the next episode. We wanted to also tell you about the brand new RC scale exhibit that just opened up in the National Model Aviation Museum.
I went there, saw Brett's U2.
Yes.
And because I know Brett, I took a picture of it and said, I'm here. It's still hanging. It's proof of life.
Yeah, it's such a cool exhibit. So if you get the time to come out to the International Aeromodeling Center and to the National Model Aviation Museum, that is certainly something you want to check out. We'll tell you a little bit about that as well. And also, the Outdoor Nats are starting June the 28th. I'm pumped.
Yeah, right after the Fun Flyer. I mean, I bet people who come to the Fun Flyer stay in. Those guys get an extra week to come out here for now.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope all of those competitors come out. I believe the first events going on June 28th is Pattern, if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be an awesome time out here at the IAC celebrating its 30th anniversary. You guys can keep up to date with all the stuff going on at the Nats by going to modelaircraft.org/Nats. You can subscribe for Nats News. We've got lots of blog posts there going up every single day that the Nats goes on. So be sure to go check that out and stay up to date on everything going on.
I hope you get cooler weather to take some photos of that. I'm gonna
wish
that
brother.
upon you.
Me too.
I hope I take it back with me. All right.
please take it back to Texas. Sorry, Texans. I'm sorry. I don't do well in heat, man. I just don't.
We need to wrap it up because I think Dylan's looking at us going, y'all gonna have heat stroke?
Yeah, for real. Well, hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in on this very special episode of AMA Air out here at Camp AMA.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back to hanging out with some of these kids and maybe can I get some flying time today?
Yeah, go talk to Santiago. Get your hands on the
I'm gonna drink a bottle of water and then maybe go buddy box on one of these big airplanes that I never flown before.
All right. Well, it was good to see you, buddy.
Hey, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming all the way up here, Dan. I know you came up here just for
you for live. I'm gonna head it back right after this.
Well, guys, thank you guys for joining us today on AMA Air. If you have not done so already and you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, comment, subscribe, do all those things for us. That really helps us out. And until next time, stay cool and keep flying. We'll see you on the next episode of AMA Air.